This is ABC 10 Mornings at 11.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm Marc Thompson, and we begin this morning talking about the heat. This is a gas-electric hybrid. You can see right here the electric plug-in. So you get the option of both gas and electric. Okay, it's fired up. Wow, look at that. That's hands-free, folks.
This is ABC 10 Mornings.
Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. It is July 26th. I'm Dina Kupfer.
And I'm Marc Thompson in for Walt Gray this morning. We've got Amy on traffic and Rob. It was bearable yesterday, just bearable, but when I walked outside this morning, I could feel it was already warm, so that signals what?
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah,
this is the
day.
real heat. So the next 3 days are going to be the hottest in a long time.
And there's probably nowhere on earth this week with the level of protection that is at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia.
Yeah, security priority number one. Thousands of police have created a hyper-secure area, some seen, some not seen. Brendan Keefe takes us inside. Now, there are also plenty of celebrities at the DNC last night. Philly's own Boys to Men. They kicked off the convention. Academy Award winner Susan Sarandon was there with Florida delegates supporting Bernie Sanders. Also there was talk show host Jerry Springer.
I've always loved Philadelphia.
Now, Springer is the former mayor of Cincinnati and was a guest of the Ohio delegation.
It is 4:41. Well, triple-digit heat is rolling through the forecast this week, and it's going to stick around for a while.
Yes, hot, hot, hot. ABC 10's Irene Cruz is out at McKinley Park with how people are trying to beat the heat. Good morning, Irene.
My gosh, I can't imagine, especially for the long-distance runners. That's going to be tough today.
Boy, hydrate. Pre and post run.
Thanks,
All right,
Irene.
Thanks, Irene. And here for more on this, the bearer of bad news. No.
Segue.
The bearer of the news that he has to tell, Rob.
Yeah.
Do we need more on this?
Right.
No, I think we're good. Let's just pass over it.
All right, we're getting some breaking news out of France this morning. Police in northern France have killed 2 attackers who used knives to seize hostages in a church. One hostage was killed and another was seriously wounded. The French president is suggesting that the Islamic State group is behind the attack. It took place in a Catholic church in Normandy, France. The Paris anti-terror prosecutor has now taken over this investigation. And get this, Sacramento police are trying to figure out how a pipe bomb showed up near Cal Expo. They detonated it yesterday afternoon after it was found near Ethan Way and the American River Bike Trail. Police say that they used a water cannon from a robot to blow up the pipe bomb. Now, one side was blackened, and it appears that someone might have tried to set that pipe bomb off.
Wow. All right.
Scary.
Also, very scary. Calls like this do not usually end up being a baby on the way.
Well, ABC 10's Francis Wang sat down with the new parents last night and even had a chance to meet baby Nora.
Right, time now for Real Money Mornings with your consumer champ, Marc Thompson, taking a look at 3D printers. Champ?
Yeah, good morning, guys. This is a technology that truly is changing lives, especially in the medical field. You've seen advancements in artificial organs, prosthetic limbs, for example. Yes, we're talking about 3D printers. And did you know you have access to these high-tech machines for free at the Sacramento Public Library? We stopped by the Design Spot, which is the 3D printing lab located inside the Public Library's arcade branch. And what an amazing resource there. They have several 3D printers for public use. So here's how a 3D printer works. Once you open up the computer program, it allows you to design and create images of your project by drawing and then plugging in the dimensions. Then the printer goes to work using strands of plastic filament, which come in a variety of colors. The printer creates your 3D design from there. And as Bryce from the library shows us, what you come up with is limited only by your imagination.
So you have flexibility in the fingers.
That is so cool. Like you can make it kind of a hand design. That's almost getting into prosthetics. I can already see like getting a Monopoly piece, and maybe there's something that's not actually on the board that you want to make.
Make your own custom pieces.
Make your own custom pieces for games. That would be super cool. And it really is cool stuff. And if you take a look here, this is kind of the evolution of our logo here at ABC 10. This was the last one that came fresh off of the printer. You can see it's got the backing on it, and you would basically just try to peel the backing off of this until you get to your final product. This is the filament that is used for it here that ends up turning into the 3D designs. This is a little top right here. What's interesting about the top some students made this, but it's made out of filament that actually glows in the dark. So when this spins and you turn the lights off, it will glow in the dark. So if you're looking for a 3D printer, they run anywhere from $350 to more than $4,000 for a really fancy one where you can do all types of stuff with it. It took about 45 minutes to create some of these designs. Guys, back to you.
Man, nobody spins a top like you, champ.
Well, this is now my stress reliever on my desk.
Yeah.
So I've kind of gotten used to how to spin it.
Cool.
And so I just do that every now and then.
Can you bring some of those over here after this so we can
Sure,
take a look at them?
of course. Morning. Drones are all over the skies nowadays, but do you ever stop and think about what keeps them in the air? Well, it's these. These are called lithium polymer batteries or LiPo batteries. Yeah, you can get a close-up shot of them there. They come in all types of shapes and sizes. They're a little bit different than the lithium-ion batteries. They're in those hoverboards that keep exploding, but they still pose a fire risk. Now, I spoke with Joe over at RC Country Hobbies to talk safety. Okay, it's fired up. Landed here.
Basically what happens with the LiPos, if they get punctured, not all the time, but they can go up in flames. So you have to be careful with where you're flying. You're out over dry brush, you crash, something really damages the battery, and you could have flames.
All right, now another thing that you should watch out for, if we can zoom in here, is you can see that this battery here is starting to puff up a little bit like a balloon under pressure. Now that is not good. When it starts to do that, you want to dispose of that LiPo battery because it poses even more of a fire risk. If this thing explodes, it could be bad news. Now to find out more about how you can dispose of these batteries safely, you should contact your local hobby shop, because there is a way that will protect the environment when you're disposing of some of these LiPo batteries. But again, not as dangerous as those lithium ions that are in those hoverboards. Guys, back to you.
Wow, when you say a battery is puffing up, you have my attention.
Yeah.
It's not many times you hear of a puffed battery.
It's true, yes. But I will say, you are an expert with those drones. It's impressive to watch you fly those things around.
Yeah, it's a fun hobby. I actually am into the planes more than the drones because there's so much regulation and stuff going on with the drones. But it's a fun hobby to get into if you remain safe.
Yes, and we saw yesterday with the Emeryville fire that the Alameda County Fire Department was using a drone to get a better look at the fire.
Yep, good and bad uses. They're still trying to work out regulations for all of it.